Hi guys, and welcome to Paranormal Now. I've been asked to do a video on why spirit communicate with us, and I was going to do it a couple of nights back because I had to think about it. I had a lot of thoughts on it and a lot come to me, but at the moment I'm struggling with it because I think I'm struggling with everything that's going on in the world, and there's so much negativity in the press, and there's so much negativity just in daily life. There's so many people that's just lost and they feel trapped. There's slavery, there's so many things, right? There's children dying in war. I mean, we got this big story in the UK at the moment, a little Alfie, and he's been denied treatment for an illness he has, and it's I've sort of got a bit lost in it all, to be honest with you. But it's kind of weird because it kind of sums up why spirit do talk to us, and why they communicate with us. Because I mean, if you look at life, okay, and you look at love, right? When you love someone and you love them unconditionally, and say you lost them, you try everything in your power when you find them, to communicate with them, to become, get in contact with them. And if these people, I mean, you've got to think of it all, right? Just it's the reason why spirit communicate with us is because the world is such a damning place. And yeah, there's beauty in it, and there's laughter, and there's love, and there's joy. But they're so minuscule, okay? It's such a minority that it's overlooked and it's brushed aside because we're all so busy in our lives. We're all so lost in the world that's been made for us, and I mean not God made, man made. So yeah, this is where I'm a bit, I don't know quite how I feel about it all, to be honest. So it's just a bit, I mean, we've tried to get these messages across. We've been doing these things about the Council of 12, and we had a beautiful video done by Strange But True. It was amazing. But the message doesn't seem to be really getting out there. We've been given this message, and it's from spirit. Spirit are in there talking with these beings. They're saying they're the Council of 12 spirit are in this conversation. And these words are beautiful, and they're full of love and light and happiness and joy and prosperity and bettering ourselves for the future. And I'm just thinking, where's it going? Because I tell you something about the message I get from spirit, okay? And there's going to be a lot of people out there that's saying it's this, it's that, you're talking to evil, you're doing this, you're doing that. It's not what God wants, it's not what this. I feel like, I'll tell the truth, I feel like I kind of know what God wants. And I'm not saying I'm perfect or anything, I am far from it, right? And I've tried to live my life a certain way. But I do feel like I know what the guy wants. And it's the same thing spirit are trying to tell us. They're trying to tell us we're making the same mistakes they made. We're making the same mistakes they made when they was here. And when you get to the source, when you get to whatever it is, I'm still not 100% sure. I'll never be 100% sure until I meet my maker, because that's the way you're supposed to. You're supposed to keep faith. I know what I believe, and I know what my heart tells me, and I am more drawn towards there being heaven and this place of perfection But I'm drawn to this is heaven. And a lot of you are out there saying that this is hell. This is supposed to be heaven, right? This is what all creation was designed for. Was for this life, the world, of the flesh, our love, our emotions, everything that comes with that. That's what it was designed for, all of it. You're going to have people telling you about this, saying this, we're all just mathematical equation, we're living in a matrix, we're doing this, we're doing that. No, I'm sorry, we're not. The reason there is life is so that we can live. It's as simple as that. You don't have to quantify it, you don't have to check science at there, you don't have to take all the teachings of the Bible, you don't have to take none of that, you don't have to take what anyone tells you. You just have to know that that's it. This life is designed so that we can live, so God can live through us. Same with spirit, they come in to tell us that we are doing the same things they do, and that's the reason they communicate with us. That's the little bit, like a parent, right? Think of a parent. If any of you are watching this and your parents, you want to have your kids to eat veg, right? So what you do is you light a bit of veg in their mashed potato, or you light a bit of vegan veggie fingers, or you light a bit of goodness in the food that they normally like, which is mostly crap, but they love it. I don't have crappy food, I just do. I got a sweet tooth. That's the way life is. But that's what we do as parents, right? And that's the only power God has. And that's one of the reasons, I believe, why he sends spiritual to communicate with us, the people that love us. It's that little bit of hope. It's that little bit of faith. It's just, that's all he's allowed to give. Because if we knew 100% this, and I've said this so many times, if we knew there was 100% there was a heaven, we'd all live our lives really differently. Because if we were having all this crap here, we'd be thinking, what's the point staying there, I'm off. And that's not what it's about. These beings are looking for something. They're looking for the connection between the physical and the spiritual. They're looking for the thing that intertwines it. They're looking for people who get both, who are completely spiritual, they live in the physical. And that's one of the reasons, like I said, Spirit are trying to communicate with us. One of the things they give us these messages, they tell us they're okay, and they tell us to watch what we're doing, and they're telling us all these different things. It's a little snippet from God. It's the little thing we have to guide us, to help us. That's why Spirit communicate with us. It's not for anything else. It's just that. That's why they stick around and they watch over us, because they love us. That's why sometimes they make things happen. That's why the paranormal happens. Because when they're watching over us and we're stressed, they mess up and they knock something, they change something. 90% of the cases we come across, people ring me about these different paranormal things they got going on, and most of the time that's what it boils down to. It's somebody that loves them, is worried about them, they're not concentrating on what they're doing, and they disturb the real world. And this message is just getting overlooked. It's being ridiculed, it's being dampened down, it's being tainted. It's now, if it's only a message of love, right, and there are people out there saying, no, but they're just making money off people's misery, right? Me and Jazz and my guys have done the paranormal. I've done it for nearly 20 years for absolutely free. Now we're starting to charge fuel, right? Just a tenner to cover our fuel, because it's cost me thousands of pounds to help people with problems in the paranormal. And if you watch our YouTube page, the amount of videos we got on it, the amount of cases we do is like probably 1%. So we've done it not for gain, right? And I know people, it's a living. They spend their lives being spiritual, doing the craft, doing the work, and they say, oh, it's a gift, you should give it freely. It's not. It's hard work being spiritual in this world. I dare you to try it, right? I dare you. For the next week, if you watch this video, and you can share this with your friends, you can ask your friends to do it, You try and be spiritual for a full week. Don't have an arsey thought about anyone. Look at everyone objectively. Put yourself in their shoes. Don't have a bad thought even when you're driving your car, when you're going about your shopping, when somebody says something neg towards you on Facebook. You just try and go through your life for 1 week as spiritual as you possibly can. Try it. See how difficult you find it. And we are judged. I'm judged. I can't vouch for my guys, but I know I am. On every little thing I do, I got this little thing going, you could have done that a bit differently. And sometimes, I'm not going to lie, it really pisses me off. Because sometimes I look at the world and I think, why can't I just be like them? Look at what they gain. Look at what they take. Look at the things they've got. And they don't care. They don't care. That's all they care about is themselves. And I find it crazy that I think that. Because I'm not at the best. I haven't got the best things, I haven't got the most expensive things. There's things I always want, materialistic things I want. I don't need them, I just fancy them, I just like them. They're just things I like. It's not going to improve my life or benefit it or better it in any way, shape or form. Same message Spirit are trying to give us. When you get to where you're going, right, when the time has come and you stand before God or you get to heaven or wherever it is we go, that person you have hated all your life is stood there, right next to you. That person you put all this hate on, you don't even know why, some of you, why you hate that person, stood there in the same queue. How are you going to feel? Right? Imagine if you've caused that person nothing but misery, right, for your hate. You don't even know why you hate him. That person's never done a thing to you, just hate him because he's got black hair, or he's got a different colour skin, or he speaks with a different accent, or he loves people that you don't love, he loves a different gender to you, or anything at all, right? You've hated that person. It's awkward, that, isn't it? That's going to be awkward too. And that's what Spirit, because none of it means nothing. It only means something here. And you only think it means something here, but it means nothing. When you get there, it means nothing. It's for naught. You wasted your life. And we've got so many things going on in our lives. So many things. I want to live in a world, right, where the people we put in charge of the decisions that we are too busy to make, that's their job, to make these decisions, make them with compassion, love, honour, bravery. Not for greed or what they can make out of it and the money. That's not the world I want to live in, right? There's so many things to this world that can be, that we can make happen. That's what Spirit are trying to tell us. That's why they communicate with us. For that simple fact. It's for nothing else. Some people get hooked on it. Some people get genuinely hooked on having that communication with someone they love. They want more and more. And then it starts to go, I want to know the future. I want to know the future. I want more. I want more. Become selfish. Because they want to know more. They forget about the person. I've done so many readings. They go, oh, that's not the person I was looking for. Oh. There's so much more we can do, and there's so many things we really need to start listening to these messages and these voices. There's so many things we're looking at, and it's not about books that were written by men long time ago and told that they are the voice of God. It's not. They're not. Trust me. I wish I could convince you, like, they're not. You've got to look for the little things. You've got to look for the little messages. I'll give you an example. Gandhi. This is a message from Spirit. Gandhi was told that by, I believe it was a Muslim, that I'll get that right. He was told by this guy that he was didn't want Gandhi to starve to death because Gandhi was fasting. And Gandhi said, I got enough on my plate, I don't want to go to hell for you. And Gandhi said, well, I know a way to hell. Because he told him that he'd killed a guy. And he said, you need to find that guy's kids. And you need to bring them up Muslim. And the guy fell to his knees. Because he knew this voice was more than he could ever imagine to be. That he'd ever thought he could be. Which he had the potential to be. But until that point, he never heard anything like it. It was like the voice of God. It was that perfect spiritual answer to impossibility. There's so many things we overlook in this world. There's so many things. If you want to find God, it's not looking in a book. It's not. It's about your deeds. It's about your actions. It's about love. It's about finding the right path. It's about finding the right avenue that doesn't hurt anyone. I think God's bothered about things you do, like these people and what's said in the Bible. I think God cares about any of the things you think he does in the Bible, because he doesn't. He doesn't care what you do, as long as it's consensual. As long as two parties agree to it, or more than two parties agree to that happening wholeheartedly. They've looked at all the things that could go wrong, all the facets of whatever they're about to undertake, and they've looked into it, and it's consensual. They just live their lives. God doesn't care about that. It's consensual. It's things you do that are unconsensual. That's what he cares about. It's when you afflict your shit on others without their consent. That bothers him. I can tell you for a fact it bothers him. And that's the same spirit message I've got from Spirit. I'd love nothing more than be able to just talk to my grandfather and just say to him, what's going on up there, like? What's going on up there then? What's going on, like? But it's like I already know the answer. I already know what's wrong in the world. I already know how to fix it. I already know how to change it. But it feels impossible. And that's what Spirit is telling us. I mean, this has gone on for centuries. I mean, this stems back to, communicating with Spirit goes on so long ago because there's been a problem all the way back then. I mean, look into the history of spiritualism. There's so much to it. There's so many people. Thomas Edison, Tesla, tried to communicate with Spirit. Einstein wanted to find God. There's so many people that have tried, really famous people that have changed the world, who wanted to find something that was more than themselves. Wanted to find answers to what's on the other side because the world didn't seem like it was right for them. When all this has been made for us. And I could go into the history of spiritualism. I could tell you all the stuff that goes with it. I could tell you where it started, who done it with the sisters, who were communicating through taps and stuff, and how the spiritualist movement started and everything else. And all of this. And I just think it's just a waste of time. Because there's so much going on right now. It just feels like it's just, I don't know, I hate the word pointless, and I hate to feel like I'm fighting a losing battle, but I don't know. What will it take for you to listen? What will it take for them to not spend £70 billion on nuclear weapons and £37 million on palaces and billions of pounds on art and all their expenses, and for banks to just charge the earth for everything and houses and for all that money to be put into nurses and the NHS and helping people. What would it take instead of there being soldiers on different sides of the fence? There's a world soldier. There's a world army for natural disasters, where they're all trained to save people, to free them, not from greed or to fight because a country belongs to another person or anything like that, but to free the world and to save it when it needs saving. Because you think, right, we are talking to beings and there's a universe out there. Now, if we had anything to go by, there's a good chance that they are going to be arseholes as well. There's a good chance. And they're going to take what we have. Although we probably put up much of a fight. But they will. Maybe we need an army for that. Doesn't mean there's never going to be an army, but there'll be a world army. There'll be a world army. Where the people who are killing each other right as we speak are bombing children and shooting women and God knows what other evil bullshit they're doing. Just put the guns down. Well, no, we're not doing this no more. We're not doing this for you because you're not doing it because you're greedy. Because that's the truth of it. That's what it all boils down to. Do your history. Look into how wars have started, what caused wars, and you will be blown away. I feel like I'm having a bit of a rant, and this video was genuinely supposed to be why Spirit communicate with us, but I think I've sort of like, crossed on that a bit. Like, there's so many things in this world we can change and we can make better, and it doesn't mean we all have to be robots, it just means the world will be better. And the people that lead us will know that we won't stand for it. And there's more to us. And we don't have to work so many hours. We can live more. We can share in cultures, not destroy them. Where kids in school are taught meditation, to be spiritual, connect with themselves and look inwardly, and where their abilities are praised and they're acted on and they're pushed forward. I want to live in a world, right, where I'm not watching videos on where charities are saying, give £2 and save this thing, and give £2 and do this, and give £2 and give £5 and give £10, and it shouldn't be a charity. We live in a world where there's a charity. If I knew nothing else about this world, that would tell me there's something wrong. All these things should be priority. And the money we give, 10 pence out of £1 goes to the charity, goes to the person that's in need, or the thing that's in need. Just that. What does that tell you about the world we live in? When they can spend billions and billions of pounds on war. Where we all get to appreciate this world. That's the world I want to live in. We appreciate the beauty of it, where it's not made for the super elite who can afford to see it. Does that seem like too much to ask? Does it? I don't know. I don't know if it feels like it's too much. I really don't know. It feels like we're powerless. We live in a world where somebody could be born into slavery. That's just mental. It's just madness. And this world has to change. And there's so many messages we look over. So many times God has tried to guide us. So many times He's tried to tell us. He sent people here to try to tell us. He sent Spirit here to try to tell us. Which is what this video is going to be about, but it just seems like it's got a bit lost now. He does miracles. Miracles happen. Perfect example is a story that's been looked over. Famous guy was asked, he was talking about animals, and they said, why don't you ever say God done it? And he said, well, there's a worm that lives in, I believe it's Africa or somewhere. And these kids drink this water, and it lives in this water, and these kids drink this water, and this worm burrows through their bodies and comes out of their eyes, their genitals, their feet. It's horrific. He said, if I may say God made that, God made this worm. What he missed, the little part of the story he missed was, God give us the right and the power to make sure that child never drinks that water. We choose not to do it. We choose. Because we want. We're selfish and we take for ourselves. There's so many people, I've worked with religions and they're crazy. These people are crazy. Because they don't understand the people they pray for. They don't understand the people they worship. They don't understand them. They don't. They haven't got the first inkling of what that person was like. Because the Bible was changed and written, and different books have been written by man. And there's other books here, they don't even know the origin of it. They don't even know where it came from. And we are the people that question these things and look for answers, and we communicate with spirit, and I do meditation, and I feel like I'm getting nowhere, I'm lost, and I'm the one that's ridiculed. What does that tell you? What does that tell you? There's so many things we just I don't know, we just take for granted. And I don't know where it's going. And we're getting messages and they do seem a bit scary, some of them. And it's like, where are we heading? What will happen if the world goes topsy-turvy? We'll all just do each other in because it's survival of the fittest. And I've got a good friend that's reading these books, and it just says that's nature. That's the fundamental basis of life. It's nature. And we're more than that. We've got to a point in our lives where we're past that. We're more than nature. We're creators. We're storytellers. We're inventors, and we're scientists, and we're teachers, and we're healers. And we've got all this potential, we've got all this good inside us, and we use it for the wrong means. So, that's why Spirit communicate with us. If that is an answer, I don't know. Right. Yeah, but that's basically one of the reasons why Spirit communicate with us. That's just a tiny snippet of what is wrong with the world. Hence the reason they give us messages. It's just to add to our faith. So yeah, don't know whether this will go out, guys. It might do. I don't know. But if it does, try a couple of things I said in that video. Try and be spiritual. See how it benefits you. See if it changes anything. See how it makes you feel inside. Go from here. But keep watching. And we'll keep sharing. Love and light, guys.